everybody, my name is Amani Strong and I'm Program Coordinator for the culinary program Cooking Matters. Today we'll be making Barley Jambalaya. I love this meal because not only is it flavorful, it's fiber rich and a one-pot meal. So let's get started. Before cooking any recipe, always remember to wash your hands. Use warm soapy water for at least 20 seconds. It's one of the most important ways to prevent foodborne illness. For this recipe, you'll need 3 onions, 2 bay leaves, 2 stalks of celery, turkey, a cup of barley, pepper, tomatoes with no salt, cayenne pepper, oregano, salt, canola oil, some garlic, and a pepper. In advance, use a colander and strain your barley under some cold water. Then add 4 cups of water to a medium pot and bring it to a boil. You'll cook your barley and your bay leaves in the pot for 20 to 30 minutes. So the first thing we're going to start with is dicing our onions. So the way that we typically do this in Cooking Matters is cutting the top end off. And we're going to discard this in a bowl to the side. And then we're going to put it face down so we have a flat surface, right? Make sure the tip of the knife is down to the board. So I have a flat surface and I can go ahead and peel that extra layer of skin off. I'm curling in my fingers basically to protect them, because when the knife meets my fingers, they'll hit my knuckles instead of my actual fingertips. With a smaller knife, I'm gonna go ahead and start coring my green pepper by cutting the outsides of this root in the center, and it makes it a lot cleaner too once I pull it out. And then I can grab my larger knife and finish the job. For my celery stalks, I'm gonna just cut the ends of them off and discard them in a bowl to the side. We're gonna start off by adding our oil to the pot, and I'm only gonna use 1 tablespoon of canola oil, and I'm just gonna let that heat up for about a minute or so. Next up, we're gonna mince our garlic. So the first thing that you wanna do is make sure you peel it. If you put your knife on top and just smash it down, it'll help with getting the skin off of it. Mincing is very similar to dicing, yet the pieces will be a lot smaller. And you can go over it by rocking your knife back and forth to make it into smaller pieces. Once your garlic is all minced, add it in with your veggies. I'm gonna cook these for about 5 minutes. So this is my ground turkey. You want to go for leaner meats instead of the ones that contain more fat. This only calls for 1/4 of our turkey loaf. So if I'm just eyeballing it, I say this is a half, and I would say about this is a 1/4. So that's all that I need for this recipe. So at this point, my veggies are getting pretty soft. You should smell a lot of that onion, the pepper, and some of that garlic. And I'm going to go ahead and add my ground turkey. So I'm just gonna break it up as everything else is cooking. Cook this until it's browned all the way through. And then after, I'm gonna add my tomatoes. So we're gonna add the tomatoes and all their juices. And we're just gonna let that simmer for a bit. So at this point, you're gonna bring your mixture down to low medium just so it can simmer. And now we're gonna add our spices to the mix. 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 1/2 teaspoons of dried oregano, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, a half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and then you're gonna mix that in as well. So the last thing that you're gonna do is start to add your barley to the mixture. So before you do this, make sure you remove your bay leaves. Add all that barley in there and mix it in. And those celery leaves that I had earlier, I'm going to go ahead and use these as my garnish. So it gives it a nice pop of color against my barley. And bam, barley jambalaya.